taking blood was the easy part. Giving up my home is the hard part. You know, I'm so independent. I try to do everything myself. Leaving my entire home with somebody else is always stressful. You're kind of just like flailing in the wind, kind of just like, oh, I got no place to go. I don't have my home. I just can't have a single day where everything goes freaking smoothly.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
Welcome to the hottest day of the winter heat wave 2026 in the Las Vegas area. It's 9:30. I just came back from a 3-mile walk. It's already hot. 86 in the sun, 75 in here. So we'll see how hot it gets today. Yesterday was supposed to be the hottest day. Oh, today's Thursday. Actually, no, they're saying today was supposed to be the hottest day. Now they're saying tomorrow is. So it's actually Thursday, not Friday. I'm losing track of time for some reason. We'll see if I'm going to have to run my air conditioner today. So far, there's been a nice cool breeze. I can feel it. That's nice. But still 75 in here. I was sitting out in the shade and I came in and it feels really hot, so I thought I'd run the air conditioner. See how cool we can get it in here. 88 degrees right now. Feels good. Nice and cool. I did get a little warm this afternoon, so I ran the air conditioner a little bit on the Bluetti Elite 300. I ran it for like a half hour, and the wattage that it showed and the amount of energy in the battery that I used, I could have run my air conditioner for about 2 hours on the Bluetti Elite 300. Air conditioners use a ton of power. I could have pulled out my portable gas generator. That's a 4,000 watt generator, and that'll run the air conditioner for a while too, but I didn't want to pull all that out. I was able to cool it down in here about 2 degrees. It went from about 89 to 87 in just about a half hour. And that was nice. That was enough just to kind of take the edge off. Because I came in here and late in the day. I mean, we were sitting out in the shade. It was probably still high 90s in the sun, but the shade with the cool breeze, it wasn't too bad. But coming back in here and I had some work to do, it was way, way too hot. Running the air conditioner on the Bluetti for just like a half hour took the worst of it off. It took the edge off the heat. We survived, but you know what? It's not going to be much better. It's going to be in the 90s for the foreseeable future. It's going to be in the 90s. I have errands I need to run. I have things I need to do. I'm going to hunker down here for the next few days and work, and then I have appointments. My first appointments are Tuesday to take my rig in, and then we're going to try to go to higher elevation and cool off, because literally the forecast from here on out is like 90, maybe high 80s. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I have to work, so I'm going to be here for at least a few more days. I'll check in with you when I leave. How's that? I've got another tip for you for hot weather. just lost my train of thought. Getting ready to go to bed. So you're going to want to air your bed out before you go to bed because it's not working. Because this is hot. I can feel it. Even though that window was closed all day and only the screen was open, I can feel the temperature. So I'm going to pull everything back. And there is a cooler breeze coming through now. Your blankets are trapping in the heat, so you're going to want to pull everything back and as much as you can, because you don't want any heat trapped in there, especially if it isn't going to cool down overnight. So pull your blankets up and start cooling off your bed before you go to bed. And that'll help a lot. Nobody likes to sleep in a hot bed. All right, my alarm's about to go off. It's almost 7 o'clock. I'm up before my alarm. I wanted to get out to get some stuff done before I get my blood work done and then head to the mechanic shop. It's my last day in Pahrump of the season. Chased out a couple weeks early at least because of the heat, but got a lot to do today and got a lot to do this week, not just today. But today is blood work, mail. I'm gonna need to pick up a couple groceries and taking my RV into the shop, which is always a little stressful, even for mundane stuff. So we'll see how the day goes. Before I head out on the road again, I want to share with you something that I have been testing out in my RV. It's something I'm using as a creator, but also as a citizen in the times that we're living. I think it's a really good idea to have a dash cam, not only so I can capture the beautiful views while I'm driving, but also to be able to capture anything else that might cross my path in my life these days. And what I've been testing out is the brand new Viofo A119M Pro dash cam. This is an upgrade from the one I have been using, the extremely popular Viofo A19 Mini 2, which I loved, but I've been so impressed with the improved quality of the images that I've been getting on the brand new 119M. It uses Sony's latest Starvis 2 sensor. It captures really good detail, even in really difficult lighting like bright sun, deep shadows, or even nighttime driving. It records in 4K, 30 frames per second, so the video is super sharp and super smooth, as you can see. And that's really important, not just for me as a creator, but for you, because if anything ever happens on the road, if you get in an accident, you hit something, you're going to want super crisp, clear video footage to protect yourself, right? In whatever situation may arise in your life. Another thing I like is that the Viofo 119M dash cam uses Wi-Fi 6, which is pretty rare in dash cams. It means that you connect it to your phone and you can transfer footage super fast from the camera to your phone. There's also a lot of safety features built in that I really like. It'll record while your vehicle is parked with motion detection, time lapse, and low bitrate recording, and you can also set a timer so it doesn't drain your battery if you want. But I love that while you're parked, you can have peace of mind that if anything wonky happens outside your vehicle, you're going to be able to capture it on camera. And you can even use voice control while you're driving, which comes in really handy for me. And it was super easy to install. You can either use USB and using the Viofo cigarette lighter adapter, plug it into your cigarette lighter, or you can even hardwire it to your alternator and your battery if you want for even less wires on your dashboard. But for something this capable and this high quality, it's actually very affordable for every driver, and that's what I love about it. You don't have to be a content creator trying to capture beautiful scenic routes like I do to need a dash cam, especially now. If you've been thinking about trying a Viofo dash cam for yourself, now is a great time. Their spring sale is on now through March 31st, and you're going to save a huge 37%. So check the links in the video description below, and thanks Viofo for sponsoring today's video. Oh, look, the hot air balloons are up. Can you see it? There's a couple Vegas companies that fly out of Pahrump, so you see them here quite often. And you might remember a few years ago, I went for a ride on one and made videos. Look at this. 18 ounces, $25. The cheapest is 17 for 18 ounces. Yeah, so much for cheap groceries. Told you so. Oh my God. I'm noticing everything is high, but that's crazy. $153 for a few groceries at Walmart. That's got to be a record. Even during COVID. I mean, the prices were ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, next is blood work. I made my coffee so that as soon as I come out, I can have my first sip of coffee. Let's go get our blood work done and then the RV. I'm getting standard blood work, you know, all my normal stuff, and also rechecking my cholesterol since it was high last year. We'll see if it's gone down. She faxed it several days ago. Spoiler alert, I got the results already. I'll tell you what they are next week. Taking blood was the easy part. Giving up my home is the hard part. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? My first coffee of the day. I don't mind the fasting part. It's the coffee part that's hard. All right, let's go. Ready to go? You want to go? You know, I'm so independent. I try to do everything myself. Leaving my entire home with somebody else is always stressful. Always. And just being away from it all day, you know, it's not like taking your car in and going home and we're running errands or whatever. You're trusting somebody to your entire home, your entire life. And that can be stressful. And not to mention, who knows what they're going to find. I'm having them inspect a few things, so yeah. Goodbye, home. I wonder how long this is going to take. Could be a few hours, it could be all day. Come on, Sadie girl. There's a cool breeze right now. I hope it's not a super long day. So, what am I getting done? All right. So, I've mentioned this a couple times before. I have a very intermittent kind of jerking when I'm accelerating. It seems worse in the wind and when I swerve. I've had my vacuum seal. They checked for air leaks. So now I'm thinking ignition coil and maybe spark plugs. I got the spark plugs done supposedly 3 years ago when I had that issue in Vegas. And it sat at a mobile repair kind of shop. It sat there for a week. And when I left, I still had the same issue I went in with, so I'm not feeling totally confident in the work they did. And apparently my Ford E450 2008 E450 Super Duty V10 6.8 you get to know these things by heart and can rattle them off, is very picky about spark plugs. They need to be Motorcraft, and they need to be gapped correctly. So I'm not confident that guy did that. So I'm just like, go ahead and replace them. As long as you're taking the distributor cap off and everything, might as well just go ahead and replace them. It's been about 50,000 miles anyway. Asked Tim to check the manifold to make sure there's no air leaks in the exhaust manifold. And oil change, of course, and fuel filter change. It's been a while since I've had my fuel filter change, and I'm kind of noticing it's sluggish going uphill. So that's what we're getting done today. And while they're in there, hopefully they're not going to see anything else, and an air filter. It's been a while since I've changed my air filter. So kind of a tune-up light. Should be good. This should, I'm hoping that, you know, between checking the exhaust manifold for any air leaks. In New York a couple years ago, I had them check my, what's it called? For an air leak. And they said there wasn't one. But the test they did, something, I can't remember the test they did. They said there wasn't an air leak. But that's kind of, I thought, what it was. I've also had some issues with slow start and a pop sometimes when I start. So that's why I'm checking the ignition wires as well. So, and also the jumping could be ignition wires. So that's what we're doing today. That's a lot. It's always nerve-wracking sitting in a shop all day, not being separated from my home, you know, and it's harder with Sadie. Love her to death, but it's hard. I can't go sit in a restaurant. I can't even go to a cafe, you know. There's a cafe across the road where I want to go in and get a cup of coffee. They're working on the RV, so I don't want to put her in the RV. We had that incident in Albuquerque where I don't know what happened while I was gone, but she's been nervous being up front ever since. I don't want to leave her. So you're kind of just like flailing in the wind, kind of just like, oh, I got no place to go. I don't have my home. I don't have my vehicle. Just got my dog. Just after 12:30 and we're done. We're done. They said everything looks good. They changed the spark plugs. My ignition coils are fine, they said. You know, they did the inspection, but they did, hey, Sadie girl, come on. They did, you know, the oil change and the fuel filter. So they had to get to the their dog house. So let me show you. You guys always ask how I make Sadie's bed. It's just, I fill that with a bunch of junk. My Sminnieville air compressor goes up there. Basically, it's just the air compressor goes up there. My jumper cables go up there. My RV paperwork goes up there. And then just a bunch of blankets. I'll show you. That, and now I just stuff it with blankets. We have way too many blankets. Stuff it with blankets. There we go. And then the bed. Where's your bed? The bed. So this is the best. The nice big bed with the arms on it. That really kind of fills the space. Actually, this is nice and low. I have so many extra blankets that I usually put under there, which raises it up super high, but you know what? Maybe I'll just get rid of it. I have too many blankets. I just have blankets that I bought in Mexico that I don't use, but I don't want to get rid of them because I bought them in Mexico. So, all right, I'm going to go to Starbucks. I've only had one cup of coffee today because they had my rig. So I'm going to go to Starbucks and get a nice coffee. I haven't done that in a long time. Let me tell you something, though, fun. So when I called to make the appointment the other day, he was getting all my information. I was like, I was there last year. He's like, oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. We know who you are. I'm like, oh, you remember me? I'm thinking to myself, geez, hope I didn't make a bad impression. And just now, as I was checking out, he said, we really appreciate all the referrals you've been giving us. And I'm like, what? And he's just like, yeah, we're getting a ton of RV work. And I was like, oh my God. I said, I have a YouTube channel. He's like, yep, I know. We're getting a lot of business. And he's like, it's just so fun, meeting all the travelers and getting them back on the road. So it's cool to see the positive influence of my influence here. So I'm so glad that when you guys are in Pahrump that you're using Performance Auto. I love these guys. They're fair, they're fast. They got me in and out in 4 hours for, I know the spark plugs are hard to get to and stuff like that. So, and they work on my RV. They don't go back and forth, and they're super nice. So that made my day, knowing that you guys are giving them business and supporting a good small business. And that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, that's why they knew me, because my videos and mentions of them and the review I left probably on Google has been sending them a lot of work. So yeah, so that's nice. I love that. I love that I can help small businesses. All right, I'm getting a headache and I want a coffee. And I was talking to Ralph the other day, and let me tell you how I know that they have been really fair and really honest. If you might remember, last year I limped into Pahrump. I started having issues in Vegas. Before Vegas, I put on my gas and my RV just didn't want to move. And I limped into Pahrump. I was like, I just want to get to Pahrump. I took it to them. And literally, they could have told me it was anything. I was panicking, and my speed sensor came unplugged. That's all it was. And they plugged it back in and glued it up and didn't charge me a thing. So that's how I knew that they were reasonable and they're fair. And then I took it for a test drive after that, and I smelled coolant. And I'm like, I'm smelling coolant. Something's going on. And they found a leak in my radiator. It was at the very top, so it was hard to find. And they fixed my radiator super fast, super fair. So, yeah, I definitely feel like they're fair, they're honest. So it's hard, as you guys know, in all my travels. You know, I'm independent. I like to do things on my own, and I do the best research I can when I'm searching for mechanics, but I'm at the will oftentimes of whatever is available, whatever I can find, and I'm at the will of Google reviews, and who knows how accurate those are sometimes. So when I stumble upon somebody really good and really honest, I'm really grateful. And this is my Nevada mechanic now, and I've got my New York mechanic, which now, you know, we're gonna have a little talk with him when I get back about the front end. I'm really happy with them, extremely happy with them. Thank you. Oh, that is good. Cold brew nitro. Oh my God, that's so good. With oat milk. All right, I gotta dump my tanks and get water and propane because I gotta and fill up my gas. Gotta do all that before I get to California because it'll be ridiculous. $6 a gallon, I think, in California right now. Last time I saw over in Tacoma. So filling up here. I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, I guess you do need all your blankets. That's why I put all the blankets under there. You're kind of sagging a little bit. We'll fix it when we stop. We gotta go get mail. So things get harder after this. Not only am I leaving mechanic, I'm leaving my mailbox. So, you know, I get teased in New York about how much I order, how many packages I get, because it's hard to get packages on the road. And even now I'm dealing with sponsors and stuff. So that's a whole other, you know, logistic that creates just a lot of tension in my life. And so picking up my last mail delivery for the season before I get back on the road and have to go back to general delivery or paying at UPS stores and all of that. It's really convenient to have a mailbox that you can just send everything to and pick up. Things get harder once you hit the road. You're falling. You're look at you. You're scooching. Let me fix it. Can I fix your bed? Hi, dump station, please. Huh? Dump station. I'll just leave you the card, or do you want it? We can do it now. You're not busy. So this is the $30 dump station, which when they raised their prices last year, I started avoiding. It went from 10 to 30. 10 was a great deal. 20 I would have been okay with. 30 feels insane. But it's convenient. They have garbage dumpsters right here. They have fresh water. And they have their own hose for fresh water. It is really convenient. And, you know, since I'm in Pahrump, the only other spot is another resort casino and you have to go inside, pay somebody, and then give the receipt to the security guard. And I don't want to deal with all that. Oh, $4.79 and $4.49 regular. Oh, regular I think is $4.39. I just have to laugh. I mean, we told you so. We fucking told you so. She feels good. She needed a fuel filter. And I don't know if it's my imagination, but she's idling smoother. I had rough idle sometimes, mostly when she heated up. I noticed I was idling kind of rough. But boy, it's super smooth right now. Of course, I'm not very hot, but it'll be interesting to see once I start. Okay, people. Oh, wait, I saw the green arrow, and I'm like, why is nobody moving? Because they only have the green arrow. But we'll see once we get it under load how she performs, to see if we can get rid of that stuttering. So Ralph actually found a new propane place. You know, I've been coming here for 9 years, and 9 or 10 years, I kind of got in a habit of going to the places that were most convenient. One of those where I was mostly going to Tractor Supply, even though I'm not crazy about some of Tractor Supply's behaviors, but sometimes you don't have a choice, and I didn't think I had a choice, but Ralph found a local place, and I like it. Super convenient. You pull in, they're always right outside because they get a lot of propane business. You don't have to go in and ask for somebody to come out and wait, so it's way better than Tractor Supply anyway, but that's where we're going now. While I was waiting for my RV, while they were working on it, you know, I was in the waiting room, and somebody came in, and she asked about, is it okay that I fill up my gas tank when it's only half full? And he was like, actually, we recommend not letting it go below a quarter of a tank, to fill it up at a quarter of a tank, because below a quarter of a tank, it wears out your fuel pump. I did not know that. So that's really good to know. I'm just below a quarter of a tank now. I do let it get below a quarter of a tank quite often, because I don't know why. I'm just like, I don't want to stop yet. I don't want to stop yet. I was going to fill up today anyway, but that's good to know. And that makes sense. Your fuel pump is going to work harder when it's below a quarter of a tank. And I don't want to replace another fuel pump. I replaced it the year I got Sadie. So, she feels good. She feels so good. Too hot for him to be standing outside today, but they have like an old gas station squeaky thing. Shoshone propane. Too hot. You know, I just can't have a single day where everything goes freaking smoothly. So the tank, my tank wouldn't take any propane. It wasn't his equipment. He tested his system. Everything was working fine. It just shut off when he tried to fill my tank. He said in all 17 years, he's only seen it happen one other time, and it was hot out. He was like, it was triple digits though. Today it's only 90 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and try Tractor Supply, hoping that it just was some weird quirky thing. Fuck. This is why you have to be flexible. So my mind is racing through worst case scenario. I can't get it full. I have to call an RV tech. It's freaking hot. I want to go. And I may not be able to go. So I might just have to find an RV park and call an RV tech. The guy said it's probably just if it's anything, it's the valve inside. It's a part. I don't have to replace the whole tank. But that just means that my plans are going to change. And that just leads to disappointment. You know, I just wanted to go do my thing, and now I probably can't. So we'll try Tractor Supply. Although I'm not feeling very confident. I don't have a lot of hope. This guy's a professional. Tractor Supply are not professionals. I've had more issues with people not knowing what they're doing at Tractor Supply, but we'll see. These guys get a lot of business, so maybe it was just an equipment issue. He didn't try the hose that he had connected to my RV. He tried a different hose to see if there was gas coming out. So, keep your fingers crossed. Wish me luck. $3.29 actually, that's not bad. All right, Sadie girl. Wish me luck. Good guy. Well, life is just full of surprises. He was able to do it. Wasn't easy. He couldn't just hook it right on. He had to wiggle it and finagle it, and it took a minute for it to go, but he was able to fill my tank. I don't know what to do. I'm good for a month. So that puts me the end of April. I'm not convinced it's not the heat. I don't want to stick around. It's too hot. You know what? I think I'll deal with it later. Well, you know what? I can't deal with it now because he told me in order to change the valve, they got to empty the tank. I'm not going to deal with it now that I've got a full tank, so I might as well wait. I'll be in California in a month. I'll get it done there. I'll find a mobile mechanic somewhere. Well. Let's get the hell out of Dodge. If I get back over here, it's gonna be gone. Don't back up, dude. Don't back up. Don't back up. Oh, no. Fuck. Just gave me a cup of ice for free. I filled the cup. I don't want to drink. I don't want any caffeine, and I don't drink soda or any of the other sugary crap. So I just wanted ice for my water because I'm out in my freezer. So I went up to pay for it. She's like, "Just a cup of ice?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, I mean, I just spent $175 on gas, so, but that was nice. That was nice. So I'm trying not to worry about my propane tank. Let's just move forward, figure it out later. Yeah, let's go camp. My view. And this is part of my dinner. I made these baby potatoes in the air fryer yesterday. So I'm just going to heat them up. Look what else I made. Homemade bitchin sauce. So, soaked almonds, nutritional yeast, soy sauce or Bragg's. I use Bragg's liquid aminos because it's gluten-free. And I used cumin, onion powder, chipotle. Yeah, chipotle, I think it is. No, chipotle, I think. And lemon. And it's freaking delicious. I dip my potatoes in that. And that's going to be dinner. Maybe some lentils. I have some lentils. Oh, you know what? Lentils and cauliflower in the fridge. That was dinner last night. So I have leftovers. I think I'll do that. But yeah, so a couple nights here. It's really crowded up here because of the heat. And we're right outside of Vegas. So Thursday morning at 10:30 is Sadie's vet appointment. I'm going to leave super early again so I can get my grocery shopping done. That's life with a dog. I literally have to leave camp probably at 7:30 or 8 to get into town before it gets too hot. So that Sadie, I do have Waggle, but Waggle tells me what the temperature is. It doesn't cool it down in here. I got to get out early because I have to do some pretty big grocery shopping. I did a little bit today at Walmart, but I want to go to maybe Trader Joe's and definitely Sprouts. That's the plan. Tomorrow is just sit and work. My glamorous life. As frustrating as today was, it turns out it was just the beginning. Next week, things get a little more complicated. Be sure to tune in for the next leg of my adventure. And if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. And just because you think you're subscribed, do me a favor and double check right now because YouTube unsubscribes people. Leave a kind comment, hit the thumbs up, hype this video, share it. It all helps keep my channel going. Thank you all so much for being here. Until next week when it hits the fan. Be happy, be free, and be kind.